Hi all, welcome to Workato Masterclass series. Today we are going to talk about compatible versus non-compatible data types. So before we move into our actual agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have studied in the previous videos, or we can say previous session as well. So we have seen about date formatting, correct? So we have seen how to use different uh, different functions or formulas to be used on while converting the data types. So date format basically. So we have used basically STRF time and also 2 days, right? We have used those two formulas to understand what is for what means what function or what formula I have to use or where. Correct. If you have visited, please go and check our previous video. I'll be providing a video link in the description box, as well as you can click I button at the right top of our video. Okay. So without wasting our time, let's go into our students agenda. Let's to understand the very important and effective way of using the 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 formulas or a condition check with a different type of data types. So we have seen, I think, a lot of you, some of you guys observed or not observed as well. It's no issues. We'll see today's in this session. We understand the conditions and the compatible data types and how it behaves when you use the formulas, the condition check with the incompatible or non-compatible data types. Because it's very important when we comparing two data types, right? So example, if you're using data type as date or date time, and you say context used, and in the comparison column or a row, you can say pick the column, you used a string format. So do you think that does that particular works? Definitely not. Correct. So like that, the several condition or the several way to check that when you doing a condition check. When we do a condition check, so how to do that in a Workato? Let's see and do a practical way of doing it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so once we log into our workspace, this is how the workspace looks as usual. I think all of you have now familiar with the workspace, correct? So I have built a small POC kind of recipes. Okay, don't go with the name of the recipes. It's not a right way to give that compatible versus non-compatible or incompatible. Okay, so try to understand here is the concept wise. Okay, let's go with the concept. Don't go with the recipes, but the half of the part of the recipes name is the correct. So here I just want to keep the um, overview on what exactly the compatible and non-compatible or incompatible data types. Okay. So here I've used a trigger type the scheduler base. Okay. So and I have created a three different data types of variables. One is of type date, one is of type a string, and one more type of type is a integer with a float data type. Okay. It's not, it's called as float data types. So you can say number in this case. So if you see, observe here, I've used number here. So it will be kind of supports both integer and whole number or floating point numbers as well. Okay. So let's do that. And let's understand. Now, let's understand what basically it help or does when I give data type as a date one. I'm comparing with the contents I'm comparing with 2025, whether it's contents 2025 or not. So now I felt like there may be with the wrong impression saying like the date one can be a string data type. Okay. Now I gave that data type as a date one as a string. Now when I run this, let me before that let me uh, skip this particular condition check. Okay. So that we can understand clearly on step by step of the data types. Okay, now see, when I run this particular recipes, it says you are error calculating input field, the conditions, no method includes for the given input. That means that's a what does it mean? It's like, see, when I give this particular data type uh, in the column, it's in the data field as a string, but I don't know what data type it is, right? For that, if I click on this formula mode from text to formula, for that you have to toggle it. Now it's enabled with a formula mode, and it says your input type is date. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm comparing date with what contains, I'm saying the integer, which is absolutely wrong, right? Absolutely wrong comparison I'm doing. So I'm comparing with a date field with a string. Either you have to convert the given into either of the data type, which is compatible. Say example, if you either you want to change the value to a date or data field which you're giving that to string. To make that, just you have to give dot and to underscore yes. It gives when I run again this one. Now, if you observe, it's got success because it says it's now got compatible with the two data type, means the data field and the value having the same data type. That's a string. Okay, that's a observation you have to do when you comparing with a different data type with a string. So, yeah, the main agenda of this will be to understand the string, like the data field comparing with the integer, like the string values. Okay, so that is the main agenda of this particular session. Now, what I will do, uh, I gave name as Sumuka. It is like the name of the person, and it is a string. Correct. Now, I gave as now here is whether it starts with yes or no. Okay. So now let's observe. See, I don't know whether a name I gave in the string or whether I gave a data type is something. I don't know. If I give toggle it to the formula, it says, oh, you are giving in a string format itself. So hence, when you are not sure that instead of going with a comparing again, go to the third step, no understanding where what is a particular field, the value of the whatever the field is, what do you call it? The created here, the variable created here, what data type it is. Instead of that, you're going here and checking all those all the way. You just have to toggle in the when you're comparing with any of the data field that created here, the variable with the values. So values remains like here string, but the data field which you're giving here, that is if you don't aware of what the data type is, just have to toggle it to formula mode to understand the input data type is string type. Okay. So now I don't want to touch base with like formula mode, since like toggle to formula mode, since I know I've been aware of now that saying like this particular data field is of type is a string. Okay. Now let's see whether it works or not. Okay. So I just run it now. Okay. See over here, it definitely says like, okay, yeah, this condition is true because the name, yes, that is Sumuka is starts with yes. So it case success, hence the name of the person is Sumuka. Okay. So that says that's basically the idea of this one. Now let's say understand with the now the what do you call start with. Okay. Now what I gave is I gave number here. Okay, number one. So let's see like understand like what data type is number. Correct. Now I am comparing number with a string. Okay. What will happen? Let's see. I'll just skip this now. Hence, we have already observed what is the outcome of this particular two variables or two data fields. Basically, one is what do you call date field and one is name. That's string itself. So let's see what will give. It says this is what. See, you are checking the conditions. No method starts with for this one. Correct? Because you are comparing a number which is of type is number, that means like float point, starting with you're comparing with integer, which is wrong. Correct? So have to do to string. That means I'm converting the number to be compatible with the values so that I'm saying whether it starts with 1, 2, 3 or not. Let's see whether it gives the value or not. Okay. See again, sorry. not ran, I guess. We go to the jobs and let's see this one because it was successful, right? See, if you observe here, it's got successful. Then I gave number as this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so it means we have to be careful when you are comparing two different data types, especially with the strings, arrays, or yeah, numbers as well. Okay, so now let's observe. I'll just say like contains. Okay, I'll not give this as two string now. Start with contains. Okay, so I will cover few of the functions like the condition check. Okay, remaining you have to check it, and try to understand how it behaves in a different conditions for a different data types. Okay, so I have covered here. One is a date type and string itself and the number. Okay. So remaining data fields such as like say example, we have here a lot of data fields like integer we have. It behaves similar to the numbers, but you have boolean, objects, list. So like that can be if you want to do a play around with say with arrays that you can do always. Okay. Convert that into comparing the arrays with the strings, like you are checking whether it contains or not. That you can do. If suppose you're struggling again, if you're struggling to do that, please do comment over there. So in the video, so we'll be seeing how to taken care of that particular in the next session or in a future videos. Okay. So with that, like see, like I have given a contains now. Let's see how it behaves. See, uh, contains, right? I gave contains. Yeah, let's go. So it says there is no kind of includes for this particular method. There's no kind of method is available for this particular input field. So when I give this, I don't know aware of that what data type it is. So you have to aware of that. Okay, this is number. Now I'm combining number with saying like contains 1, 2, 3 or not. That means I have to convert this into a two string to be compatible values. Or say example, if you are saying number and you want to check with the numbers, you have to make it as integer. Means you have to toggle the values. Either you have to do this or this. Means you are making a matching conditions for a compatible data types. Say, since if I do, say example, I not do this now. Now, if I say formula mode, say numbers. Number is you comparing contains with like the not comparing with the integer again. You're comparing with a non-compatible data types. That is in integer, like sorry, string, which is wrong, right? So that yeah, what you can do is either we can do is this is either you change this to number type and number again comparing with number. Got it? So you toggle both so that it will be number. If there's no record of changing into two string and your value should be also be in the same format. Okay. So either of this we can done or you can change it to two string and toggle the form value to back to text. That means it become the string again. Got it? So I'll remove it now to string. I'll make now numbers. Let's see whether it gives me the right outcome or not. Okay. Let's see. It's not, it ran, but it's not giving me the, here the correct way of seeing the response. Okay, see, it gives me again the saying like the condition no method includes for this one. Why? Why it gives like that? Let's understand now. See, number says contains what it is. Contains, it says it's compatible with array and string, not with the numbers. That's why it failed again. Hence, what you have to do is make the two string. Okay. Now it contains, it start with a string. Correct. Now I have to make it what? Again, the string itself. So this should work now. Understood? What I'm doing is to make not work, so that to understand different level of understanding the conditions. Now, if you observe, the contains work because it accepts the array and string. So here, whenever you do a condition check, always check the compatible type. It accepts what type of types it is. Like accept the condition while doing the condition check. Okay, so it mostly with a string or arrays. If you see here, does not equal to or equal to, right? This is for accept the all the data types, including numbers, including like list, objects, strings, everything. So whenever you do the condition check, so always you have to check what data type it accepts. Means while checking the uh, condition check, while doing the comparisons. Okay. Now see, observe. I am doing the string with a string. So it contains is always accept these strings. Sorry, array and strings. Correct. So now what I did was doing the comparison with strings with the numbers, which is wrong. Suppose if you want to do with again, you can do that here as well. The one more way of doing here is you can change the compatible type. Okay, now see, observe whether it should work or not. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay, let's see. See, it got worked because what I'm doing is I'm doing the contains saying like contains the this data type contains the this value. Got it? So this should how it works. So uh, here's a session about how to do the comparison between different types of data types. Okay, so uh, the kind of a session ends here. Okay, where I want to end the session with this particular node. Like you can do the continuations like the different comparison of different two different types of data types, which I have wherever I left over. Like, say example, there are a lot of condition checks like start with, ends with, and doesn't start with. Okay, you play around with those condition checks and understand how it behaves in a different data types for or different condition check. Okay, with that, I want to close this particular session and we're always saying keep doing and keep practicing and always do what you are best at. Okay. With that note, I'll closing it and see you in the next session. Thank you.